When we talk about staying strong after 60, most people think of exercise, lifting weights, walking more, maybe stretching a bit. And while movement is essential, there's a deeper truth that often goes unnoticed. If your body doesn't have the raw materials it needs to repair and rebuild, all the exercise in the world won't keep your strength from slipping away. And the most critical of those materials, protein. But not just any protein, high quality, whole, and bioavailable sources that your aging body can actually use. Now here's something many don't realize. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at utilizing the protein we eat. This phenomenon, known as anabolic resistance, means the same amount of protein that kept you strong in your 30s or 40s won't cut it after 60. Your body simply doesn't absorb or process it as well. So unless you're deliberate about getting enough of the right types of protein, your muscle tissue will slowly begin to decline. And you won't just notice it in your biceps or legs, you'll feel it in your balance, your posture, your endurance, and perhaps most worryingly, your independence. It's not about bulking up, it's about preserving what keeps you upright, steady, and capable. That's the kind of strength we're talking about here. Functional strength. The strength to carry groceries, to lift a grandchild, to get out of a chair without using your arms. These are the everyday tests of vitality, and they all begin with what you put on your plate. So let's get specific. What should you eat every single day to preserve that strength? Start with plant-based protein sources like lentils, chickpeas, edamame, and quinoa. These foods are often overlooked, but they are nutrient-dense powerhouses. Not only do they provide protein, but they also come packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals to support overall health. Quinoa, for example, is a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. And that's rare in the plant world. Even more, these foods are easier on the kidneys and cardiovascular system than heavy meat-based diets, which becomes increasingly important as we age. But this doesn't mean cutting out all animal proteins. On the contrary, when sourced well and consumed mindfully, they can be an excellent complement. Eggs are one of the most bioavailable sources of protein on Earth. Just one egg contains around 6 grams of protein, along with vital nutrients like B12 and choline, critical for energy and brain function. Lean fish like salmon not only supply protein, but offer omega-3 fatty acids that combat inflammation and support heart health. That's a 2-for-1 benefit. What we need to shift is our focus from quantity to quality. Not all protein is created equal. Think about how many older adults rely on processed meats like sausages or deli cuts, which are high in sodium, preservatives, and saturated fats. These can actually undermine health, even while they deliver protein. Your goal isn't just to feed your muscles, it's to nourish your whole system. This is where the philosophy behind food choices really matters. Food is not merely sustenance, it's instruction. Every bite you take sends a biochemical message to your body. Build, repair, protect, or inflame, stagnate, decline. When you choose whole, clean proteins, whether plant or animal, you're choosing resilience. You're telling your body, I still need you strong. I still have work to do. I still have people to love, places to go, things to contribute. And your body, listen. The beauty of this approach is its sustainability. You don't need fancy supplements or high-tech gadgets. Just a thoughtful plate at each meal. Spread your protein throughout the day. Don't load it all into one dinner. Aim for 20 to 30 grams per meal if you can. That might look like a tofu stir fry with brown rice and vegetables for lunch, a couple of hard-boiled eggs mid-afternoon, and baked salmon with quinoa and greens for dinner. Simple, doable, transformational. And if you're wondering when to start now. Don't wait until you feel the weakness setting in. Don't wait for the moment when stairs get harder or your legs feel slower. Prevention is always easier than recovery, especially when it comes to muscle. We live in a culture that often links strength with youth, but true strength, the kind that sustains, protects, and inspires, can deepen with age. It just needs the right fuel. And every single day you have the power to choose that fuel, not out of fear, but out of respect for your body, your future, and your purpose. So the next time you sit down to eat, ask yourself one question. Is this helping me stay strong or slowly making me weaker? That one reflection, repeated daily, can change the entire trajectory of your health. Because real strength isn't something you find in the gym. It's something you build bite by bite, meal by meal, choice by choice. When we talk about staying strong after 60, most people immediately think about physical exercise and protein. And they're right to. But there's another layer that often gets overlooked, even though it has a powerful daily impact on your ability to retain muscle and move with confidence. That layer is hydration. Yes, something as seemingly simple as water, when understood properly, can make the difference between energy and exhaustion, strength and frailty, recovery and chronic fatigue. Most people don't realize that muscle tissue is composed of about 75% water. That's right, 3/4, which means when you're even mildly dehydrated, your muscles suffer. They don't contract efficiently, they become prone to cramping, and their ability to recover after movement drops significantly. Over time, this leads to a compounding effect. You move less, you get weaker, and weakness invites more dehydration through inactivity. It's a subtle, vicious cycle, and one that starts, believe it or not, with something as basic as sipping water throughout your day. Now, aging doesn't just affect our muscles, it also affects how we sense thirst. By the time you're over 60, your body's internal thirst mechanism has already begun to dull. That means you could be dehydrated and not even feel it. And if you wait until you're actually thirsty to drink, you're already behind. The consequences? Decreased muscle strength, fatigue, dizziness, confusion, and poor circulation. And let's not forget, dehydration also increases your risk of falls, a serious concern at any age, but particularly dangerous later in life. Water also plays a deeper biochemical role in nutrient transport. It carries essential amino acids, vitamins, and minerals through the bloodstream and into your muscle cells. Imagine preparing the most nutritious meal possible, protein-packed, mineral-rich, and then washing it down with soda or skipping fluids altogether. The nutrients have a harder time getting where they need to go. It's like building a house with excellent materials, but no way to deliver them to the job site. You're feeding your body, but not nourishing it. That distinction matters. So how much water do you actually need? The old 8 glasses a day rule is outdated and oversimplified. A better approach is to monitor the color of your urine. It should be pale yellow. If it's dark, you're behind. And you should aim to hydrate steadily throughout the day, not just in one big burst. Start your morning with a glass of water before your coffee and make it a ritual to drink a little every hour or two. If plain water doesn't appeal to you, herbal teas, cucumber-infused water, or even water-rich fruits like watermelon and oranges can be excellent alternatives. Now let's take this a step further. The body doesn't just need water, it needs electrolytes too. These are minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium, which keep your muscles firing, your nerves communicating, and your heart beating with rhythm. And while most people focus on avoiding salt, the reality is more nuanced. Low sodium levels, especially in older adults, can be just as harmful as excess. If you've ever felt lightheaded, weak, or unusually fatigued despite eating well and getting rest, electrolyte imbalance might be playing a role. Replenishing electrolytes doesn't mean buying sugar-laden sports drinks. It means adding mineral-rich foods like leafy greens, bananas, nuts, and a pinch of sea salt in your cooking. Coconut water is another natural source that can support hydration without excess additives. But again, the goal isn't to overcomplicate. It's to stay aware of the small habits that contribute to the big picture of muscle strength and vitality. One of the most remarkable things I've seen in my practice is how quickly some patients regain energy and clarity just by adjusting their hydration. It's not magic. It's not a pill. It's physiology. Your body is remarkably responsive, but only if you give it what it needs. And water is one of those things we take for granted until its absence speaks louder than its presence. There's a deeper truth here, though. One that's philosophical. Taking time to drink water isn't just about health. It's about respect for your body, for the vessel that carries you through life. Every sip is an act of awareness, a quiet affirmation that you matter, that your strength is worth preserving, that your story still has chapters to write, and those chapters deserve to be written with clarity, energy, and motion. So don't wait until your body begs for hydration. Don't ignore the early signals of fatigue and fogginess. Choose to be proactive. Replenish yourself daily and deliberately. Because in the end, strength isn't built just by lifting weights or eating well. It's supported by the simple, steady act of care. And few things care for your body as consistently and completely as clean, refreshing water. Let each glass be a quiet promise. I will not neglect the basics. I will not overlook the simple things that keep me strong. When people talk about eating for strength after 60, most jump straight to calories, protein, or supplements. And while those matter, there's something far more foundational: fiber-rich, nutrient-dense vegetables. We often overlook them because they seem so ordinary. They don't make flashy promises. But the truth is, these humble plants carry within them a pharmacy of compounds your body craves, especially as it ages. At this stage of life, the digestive system changes. It slows down. The gut microbiome, the vast ecosystem of bacteria in your intestines, begins to shift, often becoming less diverse. And when the gut weakens, the entire body follows. You might feel sluggish, have irregular digestion, experience more inflammation, and struggle to absorb nutrients, even if you're eating all the right things. This is where fiber-rich vegetables come in. They don't just help you stay regular, as we often say. They nourish the gut lining, feed beneficial bacteria, and keep inflammation in check. Think of it like this. Every bite of broccoli, spinach, kale, or carrots is like sending in a team of microscopic repairmen. They go to work cleaning up toxins, sweeping away excess cholesterol, and supporting the immune system from the inside out. The fiber in these foods also slows the absorption of sugars and fats, which stabilizes blood glucose and energy levels, key to maintaining stamina and clarity as you age. But beyond fiber, these vegetables are dense with micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that the aging body urgently needs. Take magnesium, for instance. Found abundantly in leafy greens, magnesium supports muscle function, helps regulate heart rhythm, and aids in sleep. Or consider vitamin K, essential for bone health and found in large amounts in spinach and Swiss chard. These aren't just nutrients on a label, they're tools your body uses to rebuild, recover, and resist the wear and tear of time. One of the most powerful effects of a vegetable-rich diet is the reduction of chronic inflammation. Many of the aches and pains we attribute to just getting older are actually signs of low-grade inflammation building up in the body. That stiffness in your joints, that morning fatigue, that brain fog, it often ties back to inflammation fueled by processed foods, refined sugars, and oxidative stress. Vegetables, especially colorful ones like red bell peppers, purple cabbage, and dark greens contain phytonutrients that actively fight this inflammation. They aren't just passive fuel, they are active defenders. And there's something deeply philosophical about this too. Eating vegetables isn't just about biology, it's about alignment with nature. These foods are not manufactured. They grow from the earth, touched by sun and rain. Their colors signal their potency. Their flavors, sometimes bitter, sometimes sweet, remind us that health is not about indulgence alone, but about balance and harmony. There's a certain discipline in choosing to fill your plate with greens when easier options tempt you. But that choice, made day after day, becomes a quiet act of self-respect. The great news is you don't have to become a vegetarian to benefit. Simply aim to make vegetables half your plate at every meal. Whether it's sauteed spinach with your eggs, a salad before dinner, or roasted cauliflower with lunch, these simple habits add up. And if fresh isn't always available, frozen vegetables retain most of their nutrients and can be just as effective. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. You might be wondering, can eating vegetables really help you stay strong? The answer is yes, because strength isn't just about big muscles or lifting weights. It's about resilience. It's about recovery. It's about the quiet systems in your body working properly so that you feel clear-headed, energized, and mobile. A strong person in their 60s or 70s doesn't need to run marathons. They need to be able to climb stairs, carry groceries, play with grandchildren, and enjoy a walk without pain. Vegetables support exactly that kind of everyday strength. So let's move past the idea that vegetables are just a side dish. They are medicine, they are armor, they are deeply intelligent food designed to match the intelligence of your body. And as you grow older, they become less of an option and more of a necessity. Make it your mission to fill your plate with color, not for the sake of beauty, but for the sake of vitality. Because in every leafy green, every vibrant root, every stalk and stem, there's a signal, a reminder that your health is still worth protecting, that strength can still be reclaimed, and that healing often starts with the most basic natural choices. Eat what fuels you, not just what fills you. And you'll find that with every meal, you're building not only muscle, but momentum.